Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village by the edge of a vast forest, there lived a curious little boy named Jack. Jack loved exploring the woods near his home, collecting shiny rocks, colorful leaves, and anything that sparked his imagination. He dreamed of grand adventures but was too young to wander far from the village. His parents often said, "Jack, you have the heart of a traveler, but your adventures must wait until you're older." One sunny afternoon, as Jack wandered through the garden behind his house, something extraordinary caught his eye. Among the blades of grass lay a feather, golden and glimmering as though it had captured the sunlight itself. Jack picked it up carefully, marveling at its beauty. "Wow," he whispered, holding it up to the light. It sparkled like the stars on a clear night, its glow almost magical. Just as Jack was about to tuck the feather into his pocket, he heard a soft, cheerful voice. "Hello, Jack." Jack looked around, startled. "Who's there?" "It's me, the feather," the voice said. Jack stared at the feather in disbelief. "You can talk?" "Indeed, I can," replied the feather. "I am no ordinary feather. I am magical and can take you anywhere you dream." Jack's eyes widened. "Anywhere? Like the moon? I've always wanted to see the moon." Jack tilted his head, thinking hard. Just then, he noticed a small bird hopping in the garden. Its wing hung at an odd angle, and it chirped weakly, struggling to move. "Oh no!" Jack exclaimed. "That poor bird needs help." He gently scooped up the bird and carried it to the porch. He searched for a box and lined it with soft cloth to make a nest. Then he carefully placed the bird inside. "Don't worry, little bird," Jack said soothingly. "I'll take care of you." He ran to the kitchen to fetch a small bowl of water and some seeds. For the rest of the afternoon, Jack stayed by the bird's side, speaking to it softly and making sure it was comfortable. As the sun began to set, the bird chirped happily and nestled into its new home. The golden feather in Jack's pocket began to glow brighter, filling the air with a warm, golden light. "Well done, Jack," the feather said. "Your kind heart has unlocked my magic. Now, hold me tight and close your eyes." Jack held the feather tightly in his hand, his heart racing with excitement. "Here we go," the feather said, and in an instant, whoosh! A strong, swirling wind wrapped around Jack, and he felt himself lifting off the ground. When Jack opened his eyes, he was floating high above the earth. The village, the forest, and the mountains looked like tiny specks below him. He soared past fluffy clouds and sparkling stars until, finally, he landed softly on the surface of the moon. The moon was more magical than Jack had ever imagined. The ground sparkled like silver dust, and the stars twinkled brightly above. Jack laughed as he jumped high into the air, floating gently back down. "This is amazing," he shouted. The feather, still glowing in his hand, said, "Remember, Jack, kindness is the greatest magic of all. It's what brought you here." Jack spent what felt like hours exploring the moon, discovering tiny glowing creatures that looked like dancing fireflies. They hovered around him, their lights flickering as if they were greeting him. Jack felt like he was in a dream, but he knew it was real. Eventually, the feather spoke again. "Jack, it's time to return home," Jack sighed, a little sad to leave the moon but grateful for the incredible adventure. "Will I ever come back?" he asked. The feather replied, "As long as you keep kindness in your heart, more adventures will come your way." From that day on, Jack carried the magical feather with him everywhere, not just for the promise of adventure but as a reminder of the power of kindness. Whenever he saw someone or something in need, he thought of the bird and the feathers lesson. Jack didn't just dream of adventures anymore, he lived them, one act of kindness at a time, and so, Jack's story spread through the village, inspiring others to believe in the magic of a kind heart.